It can be scary to think about your child and sexual abuse, but it's really important for you as parents to recognize these things in your children, these warning signs, these red flags. Remember that these red flags and warning signs don't necessarily mean sexual abuse. It can be related with school issues, so it could be something else, big life changes, maybe divorce or bullying, those kinds of things. But it's still really important for you to notice these in your children. For example, their behavior might be different. Maybe they have sleep disturbances, they're not sleeping well, and that's not usual. Maybe they seem really distracted, distant. They don't seem to be able to focus, and that's not usual for them. That's really key, is that it's not usual and it shows up, but it's... Another example is maybe they will show you artwork that really involves sex and adult content and language, and you'll notice that and feel a little weird. There's also mood swings that can come up. You can really notice their emotions go up and down. There can also be a development of fear in your child of different places or people. For example, you can go to your uncle's house or family's gatherings and all of a sudden your child doesn't want to go. We really want to think about why, what's happening there, what's changed. For young children, ages 0 to 13, they can have different behavior changes. For example, a child who is older might show behavior of a younger child. For example, bedwetting, thumb sucking. The child may also have some new words for body parts, words that you've never used or you've never taught them. The child might resist changing clothes at appropriate times. The child might ask other children to play with them sexually or play sexual games. You might also notice adult behavior, and you might notice them acting out sexually with stuffed animals or toys. For ages 13 to 17, the behavior might look a little more severe. For example, self-injury. Maybe they'll resist showering or brushing teeth and any personal hygiene. You might notice drug or alcohol abuse. You'll also might notice over-sexualized behavior, running away from home. You might notice suicide attempts or even eating disorders. There are also physical signs in our child that are really concerning, and if we do see these, we want to bring them to a doctor immediately. Some concerns can be discharge or genital bleeding in the vagina or penis. If that's a concern, you should definitely bring them to a doctor. Other physical concerns can be not being able to hold their bladder and maybe wetting the bed. You should definitely go see a doctor to see what's happening with that. Noticing these signs doesn't mean sexual abuse. Noticing these physical and behavioral signs, they don't always assume sexual abuse. It could be something else, but what's important for us is to watch our child and make sure that they're safe and healthy. It's really important for us as parents to recognize the difference between the common and uncommon sexual development in our children, because this can really help us identify sexual abuse. Sexual development, common and uncommon, for children ages 0 to 5 typically looks like curiosity about their bodies, curiosity about their body parts, their vagina or their penis. It's really natural, but most parents are really surprised by this. But we have to remember it is natural curiosity. Other common signs are children's curiosity about their body parts. They'll ask lots of questions, maybe questions about pregnancy, really basic things. They also might point and show to their body parts, but that's really normal. Some not normal, some not common things are having advanced knowledge or language of sexual acts. For ages 6 to 9, healthy sexual development looks like continued questions about body parts, maybe now menstruation and pregnancy. Also will look like curiosity with other children the same age, and that includes role play games. Maybe things like playing doctor. You also might see self-stimulation or touching or experimenting. Not common signs looks like who's touching who and who's using their body parts in public. Maybe watching porn, and definitely having more adult knowledge of sexual acts and words and terminology. That's important to look out for. For ages 9 to 12, this is when typically they start puberty and their bodies are changing, which means you'll see increased interest and awareness in sex. You'll see them pursue romantic relationships and interests. Maybe they'll start talking about sex with their peers. And you'll really see more in-depth discussion about sexual acts themselves. There also might be an increase in self-stimulation or touching in private. Some not common development for this age will really be showing their bodies in public or touching themselves in public, and also continued adult behavior. For ages 13 to 16, in this range, you'll see an increase in questions about sexual activity and things like consequences, personal values, and customs about sex. This age range, you'll typically see experimentation with same-age peers and same-gender peers. This age range, it's also really normal for them to have their first sexual experience. Some not common things for this age range is public masturbation and also having an interest in younger children. It's really important for our children to understand healthy sexual development for their safety and their self-esteem. It's really important for them to know about their bodies and their desires and everything else in between, because you'll teach them not to be ashamed of their bodies or their experience. In the next video, we'll talk about how to talk with your deaf child about sexual abuse. What should we say? What should we not say? Those kinds of things.